Okay, so I had kind of a realization. I don't know what to call it. But, okay. So I have ADHD. And was diagnosed when I was like 12 or whatever. No, like 10 or 11. Anyway, so one of the things that we say now about ADHD is that, like, it's not a disorder, it's just a difference, and society has just organized itself in a way that makes it a disadvantage or whatever in most cases. And, like, I've said things like that before many times, and a lot of other people have too. But every time I say it, it's always like this, like, there's always this part of me that's like, I think there's something here, though. Like, I do think that there is something underneath all of that, like, no, there really is something, like, actually legitimately wrong. And I think tonight I think I figured out not only, like, really what it is, but like how to put it into words in a way that is concise enough to be just like a singular idea. So ADHD means that there is nothing that consistently motivates me. I want to be very clear. This does not affect the campaign. I'm running for Congress. I'm going to win. But I think that putting it that concisely has really helped me to more clearly understand it. It's like the problem, like there is a problem. There's most of ADHD, most of the things that it does, yes, I agree, it's all societal bullcrap, the way everything runs and works, and it's not actually a disorder, it's just different. But I think that this one thing, specifically, there's nothing consistent that motivates me. There's nothing that consistently motivates me. I think I do genuinely believe that is actually like a part of the chemistry of my brain that is not working the way that it is supposed to. It is an actual broken functionality. It's not different, it's broken for that very specific piece of it. And that helps my soul to settle a little bit. Just understanding it in that clear way, of being able to cut that out and say, no, there is something that's actually wrong here. And we haven't actually figured out how to, like, fix it. And I'm not afraid to say it that way, to fix it. I literally mean fix it. Right, most medications are like stimulus-based or something else. None of them actually, like, there's an actual wiring in my brain that's wrong. And I don't think any amount of, like, injection of chemicals is going to fix it. I think that, like, the neurons are not linked. And that is the problem. And I think that this just helps me to understand myself better. And maybe it is just my version of ADHD. ADHD does manifest differently between boys and girls, men and women, or whatever. It also manifests differently in adults than it does in children. Like, it manifests differently in different people. And it's really kind of this much more all-encompassing thing where, like, our understanding of ADHD has evolved to the point where, like, we now know that ADHD is a attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is not actually a good term for it anymore. But we didn't know that when it was initially determined as a thing. Anyway, the point I'm making is that, like, I think this will help me to better talk about ADHD with other people. When they're like, why can't you just do this thing? And it's like, so, like, or whatever. And it's like, being able to explain it in a way that I think is going to make more sense to people. That, like, there's a broken connection in my brain. That part of your brain that does that thing where you have a thing that consistently motivates you, that doesn't work in my brain. And there's no override. There's no way around it. It's all coping and mitigation. There's no actual fix for it. And so whatever things you are suggesting that you think are going to work, they're not going to work because my brain is actually broken in that way. So this isn't terribly closely related to the campaign or any kind of, like, political whatever. But as a thing I felt passionate about, and I wanted to say, I wanted to get it on camera and post it So that's what I'm doing. So if you have ADHD, I hope this has been helpful. Maybe it made things worse. I don't know, but I had to express myself. All right, have a nice night. Peace out.